Ice hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Papa John's. Get 50% off at Papa John's the day after a Coyotes win. Promo code Coyotes at papajohns.com. By Sanderson Ford. The best play is at Sanderson Ford. And by Gigablast Internet from Cox. Get ready for the gig life. Place in Edmonton as the Oilers and the Arizona Coyotes hook up. Let's take a look at the goaltenders tonight. Mike Smith back between the pipes for the Coyotes. Tyson 4-11.
Yeah, Mike Smith gets the start here tonight, and he's expecting a big game. Worked hard in practice. He's ready to go for this one. Record 9-1-1 in 13 career starts versus the Edmonton Oilers.
And for the Oilers, Victor Foss, 2-5-2, goals against of 3.01, and a saves percentage right at .900. Well, the referees tonight are Dave Jackson and Justin St. Pierre, and the linesman Lonnie Cameron and Shane Heyer. Coyotes trying to work their way out of a funk. Lost 3-0 on Saturday night to Calgary at Gila River Arena. And the Edmonton Oilers, well, we know the struggles of Edmonton. Just 1-6-3 over their last 10. 0-7-1 are the Oilers against the Pacific Division. And this is the start of two straight through Alberta. We'll be in Calgary tomorrow night to wrap up a quick trip. Well, the coach is in this one, Dave Tippett for the Coyotes. He said the pace just wasn't good enough on Saturday. And Dallas Aikens, who's a Florida native, born in Dade City, played 4 games for the Coyotes back in 96-97, went pointless, had a 120-game NHL playing career. As we're underway, the Martin Erat line out there right now, along with Martin Hansel and Brandon McMillan getting a bit of an upgrade, a bit of a promotion here tonight for head coach Dave Tippett, as McMillan will send one into the corner and behind the net where Hansel will look to set it up.
Coaches don't dictate ice time, players do. This is a prime example. McMillan getting rewarded for the game he had the other night. We talked about it. Way too many passengers against the Calgary Flames. McMillan was not one of those passengers. He's going to have to do the same thing here tonight.
Played out of the zone, and now Ekman Larsson will move it along for Antoine Vermette. He gets it in over the line, and a shot blocked away by Jeff Petrie. And the puck will be cleared right back down the length where they wave off the icing, and Yandel is there to retreat and get the puck for the Arizona Coyotes.
Well, the Arizona Coyotes have great leadership. So, you know, things are going to change here tonight. They've been doing a lot of talking the last few days, but not much doing.
In behind the net, Bodker trying to chip it free. Into the corner now. Played back to the line. Good keep there, Keith Yandel. He'll bring it down those left wing boards before it's intercepted, and the Oilers will get it out. Purcell trying to chase down a loose puck there against Keith Yandel. Into the corner and behind the net where Vermette will scoop for Stone. And the Coyotes will set it up again behind their net in the opening minute and a half of this game from Rexall Place in Edmonton.
Well, Dave Tippett talked a lot about just way too much defending for his hockey club. And it starts with that good first pass out of the zone. It has not been there the last 3 or 4 games. It's going to be something we'll keep an eye on here tonight.
Justin Schultz throws it back through center ice. This one sent wide of the mark. Draisaitl, the young rookie to the line. Ferentz in his shot over the top of the net. After it is Tyler Pitlick. He was just recalled from Oklahoma City. They waived Jesse Joensuu. And so Pitlick now in the lineup, and this one is going to be played all the way back where Reeder will chase it down. Here's a chance for Gagne to the net, and he's sent it wide.
Well, Ferentz was all over him on the back check. Good speed there and quickness by Sam Gagne.
Feeds it down the wall. Schlemko's shot. Foss the save, and we'll get a face-off.
Well, good breakout, and Connor Murphy took a big hit to make a play here. He is in a lot of pain on the Coyotes bench right now. Here's the hit. And he went right off holding that left arm. And then Reeder, a nice centering feed to Sam Gagne. Not many players better on breakaways than Sam Gagne, but Ferentz with a little tug from behind.
Face off to the right of Foss. Ekman Larsson to McCauley. Looking for a lane. This one's going to go high off the netting, and we'll get a face-off.
Well, I'm not sure who hit Connor Murphy on this forecheck, but it was a big hit.
That was Pitlick, Tyler Pitlick.
Yeah, right away, just kind of favoring that left arm. He's still getting looked at by head athletic trainer Jason Service. Hope he's okay.
In behind the net, Joe Vitale.
Really hate to lose a defenseman
Well, we lost
early
one
in a
here.
game.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. Brandon Gormley went down. Kyle Chipchura back in the lineup, can't handle it, and out come the Oilers.
This makes it a long night. You lose one, all of a sudden you got 5 defensemen.
Big hit that time in behind the net. And now the Coyotes will bring it along. Keith Yandle across center. Sent around. Chipchura's there. He'll try to lock up that left wing side before it's cleared out. And Zbynek McCulloch with the curl inside of his own zone for Ekman Larsson. Coyotes will get it out. Martin Erat on right wing and over the Oilers line. With a shot. That caromed off a skate. Might have gone off Martin Hansel. And the Coyotes will set it up in the neutral zone. McCulloch and Ekman Larsson out there in the pairing. And up front right now, Hansel with Erat and Brandon McMillan. Victor Foss steers behind the Oilers net. And this one's set all the way down, or Mike Smith will look to set it up for the Coyotes.
Part of that first pass here tonight is going to be Mike Smith. Edmonton Oilers in the past have not done a good job with dumping those pucks in, allowing Mike Smith to come out and almost like another defenseman.
Here's a chance. Bacher with a shot and a stop there by goaltender Victor Foss. The keys to tonight's game are brought to you by Sanderson Ford. What do you got, Tyson?
You got to play fast. That's the key. You got to move your feet, draw penalties, and get that forecheck established and protect the puck at all times. That's like a piece of gold out there. In all zones, you have to make sure you do a good job dumping it in, putting in areas you can get it back. Don't just throw it away, and protect it. Offensive zone or defensive zone.
Stone with a wrist shot, and that got through before it went off a skate blade. Puck into the corner.
Amazing. Some of the turnovers we saw in that Calgary Flames game, giving the puck up in the offensive zone, still 200 feet from your net, but where does it end up? In the back of your net. So a turnover is just as costly in the offensive zone sometimes as it is in the defensive zone.
We'll keep our eye on that all night in terms of the defending aspect of this hockey game. Something that Dave Tippett would love to see more of.
Just comes down to little battles all over the ice.
Over the line, here's a chance. Eberle stopped that time by Smith. Coyotes will chip it out. They flip it right back through center as Nikita Nikitin will set it up. Take it away that time, but Reeder will bring it back. Dish there for Doan with a shot. That goes high over the top of the net.
Love what I'm seeing so far early in this game from this top line, Gagne, Doan, and Reeder.
A good pace for sure. That's something that head coach Dave Tippett's been looking for. Back to the front, and Perron fanned on a beautiful setup there. Perron, Pitlick, and Draisaitl out there right now for head coach Dallas Eakins.
Good battle won there in the defensive zone.
Turnover here. Perron's got it. He'll go to the net. He's stopped by Smith. Big stop there, and McCulloch trying to clean it up on Perron, and they go tumbling. Well, Perron was looking for the rebound there after Smith made the save, and Zbynek McCulloch said,
Well, a good job in the defensive zone, getting that puck out, winning board battles, and then Sam Gagne gets that puck and ends up turning it over. It goes off, I believe, of an Edmonton Oilers skate. Here's the battles we talked about. Good support by Doan. Goes up the skate, I believe, of Pitlick, and right onto the stick of Perron, who's been a Coyote killer. Can't find the back of the net. That's the big save that Mike Smith needed to make early in this hockey game. And the only guy going to the box right now is McCulloch. It's a little hard to believe. They didn't take them both on that play. Perron was involved.
Lone penalty to McCulloch for roughing at 5:16. Oilers will go to the power play. Let's see if the penalty kill can give the Coyotes a lift here tonight as it's cleared down the length by Ekman Larsson. And he's out there right now with Michael Stone, Brandon McMillan, and Joe Vitale.
This Edmonton Oilers power play hasn't scored a power play goal in 5 straight games. They're struggling.
Taylor Hall, sharp angle, fighting it off, and a rebound, they score. Jordan Eberle on the power play has made it 1-0.
Well, I spoke too soon on that one, and that was just a lost battle in front of the net. Taylor Hall gets this puck, goes down the left side, shoots it off the left pad. This is a shot pass. Right onto the stick of Eberle. Excuse me, that goes off the left shoulder of Mike Smith. He's trying to go high glove. Oliver Ekman-Larsson doesn't pick up Eberle, and he finds the back of the net.
Power play tally at 5:38. Jordan Eberle gets the goal. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins will pick up an assist, and a giveaway here as it's played into the corner.
Well, another one of the keys to this game was shutting down this top line, because secondary scoring has been an issue. All three of them get on the board.
So Eberle from Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Taylor Hall at 5:38. Fifth of the season for Eberle as the Coyotes bring it right back, and a shot wide by Korpikoski. And now Antoine Vermette working it in behind the net. He'll try to take it away that time from Nugent-Hopkins. Purcell in a board battle. And Nikitin for Edmonton will play it along for Taylor Hall, who lost one back inside the Coyotes zone. Michael Stone. Back with it at center ice. This one played right back it over the line. And Petrie moving along. Good keeping the line by Schlemko. He'll send right back in behind the net. Now the Coyotes work it to the front. Martin Erath that time picked in the right wing corner. Well, the Oilers will look to get it out. Played right back to center ice. Oscar Klefbom, the defenseman. Got it over the line, but Purcell that time was a little bit ahead of the play. 1-0 Oilers, courtesy of Jordan Eberle.
Welcome back. This is how it happened. 1-0 Edmonton on the power play. Taylor Hall gets this puck to the outside. Coyotes are in perfect position. Take a look at Oliver Ekman-Larsson. That's Eberle, the goal scorer that's going to the net. Takes his eye off him. He's puck watching. Taylor Hall, if he scores from there, that's on Mike Smith. The guy, Eberle, that's on Oliver Ekman-Larsson. You got to pick up sticks. You got to defend. There's nothing Mike Smith can do after he makes the initial save. That's all on Oliver Ekman-Larsson.
Nail Yakupov into the corner. Goes in behind the net. Purcell can't play it, and so it's going to be moved around. Michael Stone will try to get it out. And now Purcell. And he turns the other way. Purcell and Arcobello out there with Nail Yakupov for the Edmonton Oilers. Coyotes countering with the Vermette Reeder Dome line.
And it's so hard because that puck, it works as a magnet. You just go to it. You watch it. You get mesmerized by it, but you got to watch and defend and pick up your man and your man only.
Offside go the Oilers. Well, tonight on Fox Sports Live, future Hall of Famer Randy Moss is here with immediate reaction from Monday Night Football. Plus, Jake Glazer catches up on Johnny Manziel's status as well as potential NFL coaching trade. And we'll get you the highlights from across the NHL and the NBA coming up on Fox Sports Live. Back it over the line. Chipchura can't move it along. Turn the other way. Oilers will bring it back through center. Gazdic after it against Zbynek McCulloch. Barron's good keep
big
there.
Hit.
Yeah, he got run over that time by Vitale.
That's how you set a tone and give your team a spark. Kyle Chipchura back in the lineup as well. Just for that reason, we got a scrap here. Yeah. Crombeen and Gazdic.
Yeah.
Yikes. He is one tough kid. That's a heavyweight.
Well, BJ Crombeen trying to give his team a spark, and Gazdic, we mentioned how the Oilers are 0-7-1.
Gazdic's a heavyweight. Full marks to Crombeen on this one. He's fighting out of his weight category. He will fight anybody, that is for sure. We've seen that this season. That alone will spark his hockey club.
By the way, Kyle Chipchura is back in the lineup tonight. You look for guys that aren't afraid to drop the gloves. BJ Crombeen, one of them. This all the epicenter of this at the blue line.
Yeah, Joe Vitale setting the tone. That's what they need more of. Get yourself in the game with a big hit. Gazdic comes out and drops the gloves before Crombie does. Gazdic trying to fire his crew up. 9 straight losses here for the Edmonton Oilers. That's why he's in the lineup.
I could be wrong, but I think BJ Crombie wanted a different dance partner, and Gazdic says, no, you got me. It looked like Crombie got involved with somebody at that blue line, and then Gazdic kind of stepped in. Look at that. One heck of a look there.
Yeah, he was trying to go after, I believe, Boyd Gordon. Excuse me, that was Pinizzotto, 13.
8 penalties to Arizona's number.
So Majors were fighting. Here's a chance off the end boards, and Erat couldn't set it up, and so Taylor Hall will skate it out.
One and done right now, again here early in this game for the Coyotes. Only 2 shots on net. They need some offensive zone time.
Into the corner, it pops in front, and McMillan will take it away. And out with it that time was Martin Erat, but he got checked off the puck by Petrie. Goes in behind the net. Lefbaum trying to move it along. Good board battle there. Down low, Martin Erat. He needs a bounce back. And it's played right back in. Erat with no goals in 12. And Zbynek McCulloch will bring it out. Played intended for Bodker, and this one goes down the length, and we get an icing call against the Coyotes. Look at the longest point streaks of any opponent. Right now, the Coyotes, 15 games in a row, recording at least a point against the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, that is very impressive.
They trail on an Oilers power play goal from Jordan Eberle early.
Both teams struggling here tonight. One team is going to end the losing streak. The Coyotes have lost 3 straight. The Edmonton Oilers have lost 9 straight.
Vermette lost it at the blue line, scooped up by Ekman Larsson, but the Oilers will dump this one all the way back, and we'll get an icing call this time against Edmonton.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers, there's no secret. Their weakness on their hockey club is not their forwards. It is their defense and their goaltending. You got to expose that. Dallas Eakins knows it. You got to start getting more rubber, more shots, and more hits on those defensemen and force some turnovers. That's a big part of the Coyotes game, and we haven't seen it for 3 games, hence the 3 losses.
Back to center ice, Draisaitl got picked by Captain Shane Doan. And Stone will give way for Yandel through center and over the line Doan, but he couldn't handle the pass, so Yakupov will take it away. He got lit up along the boards.
Yakupov has been struggling this season. A lot of shake and bake, but not much finish.
Purcell down low for Arcobello, yeah. And they're saying around these parts that his defensive game has gotten better. But it's a long process for Nail Yakupov, and we get a high stick. Well, Joe Vitale, how about the hit? Big hit on Ferentz. It's our Schwartz Laser Eye Center view from the ice.
Coyotes are down a goal and down a D-man. Todd Walsh, welcome back here to Rexall Place in Edmonton. There's the hit on Connor Murphy, and Matt Tyson, because of the configuration of the rink, he couldn't leave the bench until that first stoppage of play. He did, followed closely by Jason Service, who you see in that shot. He was walking on his own power, but we'll try and update you on his status as soon as we hear.
Definitely looks like an upper body injury, as I can tell you. Firsthand, this is a long walk to that locker room as well.
Yeah, and if you go back to the Brandon Gormley injury when he was hit from behind by Benoit Pouliot up here last trip in, he had the similar fate. He couldn't get off the ice. He had to watch the remaining time left in the game from the bench. Taylor Hall tried to get it to the line. Fame couldn't keep the zone. He's going to send it right back in.
I remember I got pounded here one night. Tried to make my way back to the locker room. It was a long walk.
Did you know which way it was?
No, I pretty much no.
Eberle?
Tried to straighten my nose on the way back too, and Here's a look at this Glenley play you were just talking about, Matt. The goal, his first ever National Hockey League goal, a beauty, top shelf. But then the injury. Pouliot runs him from behind. I was so surprised that wasn't even looked at by the NHL. Such a dangerous play. Still out today.
Supposedly the Oilers, Pouliot got a warning, but there was no suspension.
Good have a word with Chris Pronger on that one.
Out of the zone, Keith Yandel. Over the line with a shot on. Fost up high to make the save. 3 shots for the Coyotes here in the first 11 minutes. 4 for the Edmonton Oilers, including the Everly goal. Good support there that time by Martin Hansel. Now the Coyotes will get it out back through center. Get over the line, trying to move it there was McMillan. Lefbaum will move it up the wall. Now a shot goes right towards the net. McMillan got a piece of that. He didn't know where the puck was on the rebound. Martin Erat goes in behind the net. And the Oilers will look to get it out on the regroup here. Petrie. Back to center for Mark Arcobello, the Yale grad. Hits right now. Coyotes with 9. The Oilers with 7. And a shot over the top by Doan.
Oh, what a play there. Good up the ice. Shane Doan misses the net, though.
Quickly the other way. The Oilers will bring it along. Into the corner, Pitlick. Sam Gagner. Now Pitlick leaves it for Perron. Pitlick looking to set it up.
2 battles lost there.
Coyotes can't get it out. Good keep by the Oilers, and now it's cleared out by Schlemko and down the length, and we'll get an icing here against the Coyotes.
Well, the Coors Light Thursday Night Party Pack returns Thursday night for the game against the LA Kings. Get 2 lower-level seats and 2 20-ounce Coors Light drafts for just $99. Purchase yours at ArizonaCoyotes.com or call 480-563-PUCK.
A great homestand coming up, including that game Thursday against LA, and Boston is in town on Saturday. Is this one right to the glove of Smith?
Big Bad Bruins coming to town. Dennis Pinizzato getting involved in front of Mike Smith. Shane Doan takes exception, and
little rough stuff at the end. Kyle Chipchura out there for his second shift. Might have taken a stick up high. We roll on. And now Yandel behind the net. Over to Vitale. Oilers doing a nice job of keeping it in, but it's taken away here by Chipchura, and he'll play it back for Yandel. Martin Erat curling in the neutral zone. Over the line for Chipchura. Oilers will take it away, and Taylor Hall brings it out, but we're going to get a hand pass here. So the face-off will come to the right of Victor Fost, all the way back inside the Edmonton zone. Taylor Hall can't believe it. Coyotes will use this opportunity to change it up, as do the Oilers. So fresh the troops out on the ice. Face-off will be to the right of Victor Fost.
Taylor Hall, 6 points now in his last 8 games, 16 points on the season in 19 games. Big offensive weapon for this Edmonton Oilers hockey club. Fearless.
Zdeněk McCulloch back for Ekman Larsson, deflected all the way through center to Keaton, a lead for Mark Fayne. Fayne trying to get it out, countering his Bodker. He'll bring it back in over the Oilers line. That was tipped off his stick by Taylor Hall. Hall better defensively in this first period for the Edmonton Oilers. Not really a defensive guy at all.
No, he's not at all, and that's part of the game that has to improve for Taylor Hall. All those guys really, Nugent Hopkins, Eberle, same thing. They got to learn when to dump pucks in, when to dump pucks out. That is the game of hockey today. I'm sorry. I'm all about the skill part, but sometimes a good hockey play is dumping it in. You look at Crosby, you look at Datsuk, 2 of the best players in the game in my mind. They're unafraid to dump it and go get it.
Dave Tippett mentioned that at his press conference after the game Saturday. The whole dipsy-doodle to this guy who dipsy-doodles. And the bottom line is he said you got to make the plays. And if you don't have a play, get it deep.
I'm all about offense and using your hockey sense and God-given talents, but sometimes the right play is the simple play.
Out with it, stretch pass here, Toby Reeder. He'll dump it in. Gagne giving chase against Andrew Ferentz. Along the boards, Coyotes try to keep. Gagne, nice job there, and he'll send to the left wing corner where Reeder will look to pick it up. Locked up by Andrew Ferentz. Mark Arcabello and Shane Doan in there as well. And the Oilers will pick it off, and they bring it out. Perron taken away that time by Doan and Reeder, and now Doan in the corner.
Let's not forget this whole shift started with a simple dump in by Reeder.
Draisaitl, and Reeder takes that one away. And you're right, Tyson. This has been an effective line here in this opening period. They've been on the puck. They've been making some pretty good decisions with the puck. Kyle Chipchura, meanwhile, will bring it right back. Chipchura back in the lineup. Wouldn't mind seeing him drop the gloves maybe tonight. Play to the line, and Michael Stone will turn the other way. We've already seen one fight. Luke Gazdic and BJ Crombie, and they continue to do their penance in the penalty box. Oilers will take it away. Eberle back to center, and Taylor Hall has it. Speed. Little pull-up move here. Tried to get it back out high that time. Broke it up by Korpikoski, but Hall has it. Eberle in the corner. Gives it to Nugent Hopkins. Hall goes after it. Back to the front. Korpikoski overskated it. And he'll fire poker it all the way back to center.
Yeah, a good second effort there by Korpikoski. Would have been responsible for another turnover in the defensive zone. That top line, you have to know who you're out against. You can't turn pucks over.
Into the corner, Schlemko trying to get it out. It'll bounce right back into the near corner. Got a whistle here. The net has come off its pegs. Jordan Eberle, the lone goal at this point on a putback. It's 1-0 Edmonton. Welcome back. A great look at the captain, Shane Doan, on the Coyotes bench, and his mom and dad are in attendance here tonight in Edmonton. Bernice and Bernie, great to see him this morning. Don't see the crocheting going on, but there's an example of some of her great work we saw this morning. Two great people. Always fun to visit with them whenever we come to Alberta.
Oh, yeah. They're like second mom and dad for me. Saw them so much. Roommates with Shane Doan during our junior career. They were up a ton. Always following Shane Doan around on this Western tour as well.
This one batted away by Mike Smith. Coyotes will come away with it. By the way, during the break, they recognized the Sherwood Park Predators youth hockey team up on the board. Tyson, I saw you with a nice big smile on your face there as this one's played back.
Oh, yeah. Never forget your roots, you know? Old Sherwood Park. Things are picking up here physically. I like it.
Yakupov. That's stopped. Understands Zbynek McCulloch is in the Coyotes locker room for repairs. Purcell. Good board battle here, and Ekman Larsson's going to come away with it. Sent right into the corner. Korpikoski goes after it. Jeff Petrie will move it along to nail Yakupov and back to center, so that's not good news. Coyotes battling it in terms of being down a couple of defensemen right now.
I believe Zbynek McCulloch went off for an equipment issue.
Penalty coming up here against Antoine Vermette. And it's going to be knee, which happened in behind the Oilers' net.
On a bad time for an equipment issue as well. Antoine Vermette, a big part of the penalty kill unit, already down by a goal, and Zbynek McCulloch leads this Coyotes team in blocks. There's the knee, sticks out that right leg. Down the Oiler defenseman goes, so they're out with two of their top penalty killers in McCulloch and Antoine Vermette.
Being at 17-26 to Antoine Vermette. Oilers 1 for 1 with a couple of shots on their power play. The Jordan Eberle goal back at 5:38. This one is cleared down.
It's a big kill. Can't afford to go down by 2 goals after the first period. You're already chasing the game.
2 minutes per knee.
Justin Schultz will bring it out for Edmonton.
13 minutes, 26 seconds.
Eberle flips it along. Looking for Perron in the corner. Now Eberle right back after it.
17-26.
This one's going to be swatted away. Good job by Joe Vitale to get it out. Nugent Hopkins with a wide turn through the neutral zone. Over the line, Eberle. And he'll set it up. Jordan Eberle inside the left point, out high. Schultz. And across it goes Nugent Hopkins with a shot and a stop by Smith.
Now you'll take those shots from the outside all day long. Mike Smith will make those saves. Tough for the forward in front of the net to get over and provide a screen. It's going to be Perron. Good movement by the Edmonton Oilers. Up and then over. And you'll see Mike Smith sees the shot the whole way. If that puck comes from the middle of the ice, different story.
.114 to go on the Oilers' power play.
Good job by Mike Smith, too. This game, no chance on that Eberle goal. 7 shots, but 3 or 4 real big saves.
Draisaitl will win the draw. Nikitin now at the right point for Edmonton. Power play unit out there. Hansel, Korpikoski, Yandel, and Schlemko killing off this Coyotes penalty. Purcell, the former Maine Black Bear, will bring it down low. Try to get it to the middle. This one's going to be cleared but not out. A shot by Yakupov. He broke his stick. Purcell now works it down low. Now back out high, Nikitin, and that was blocked away. Yakupov with a new stick. He's back out there. Purcell left wing side to Nikitin. Teddy Purcell skates in, looking for a wrist shot. That was blocked away by Schlemko. Yakupov to the front. Schlemko clears that, and he got one, and another one as well.
Now 2 blocks there by Schlemko, getting it done. Good sticks and lanes.
Goes across and over the glass on a deflection with 17 to go in the Vermette minor.
Now, you don't see Keith Yandel killing penalties very often. Real nice sequence here between Yandel and David Schlemko. Good sticks in front, 2 blocks there.
Oh, and he's out there, Keith Yandel, because as you look at David Schlemko, Coyotes 2 down in terms of defensemen.
Well, 1 down now as McCulloch has his skate sharpened. Center Stan Wilson got it done in a hurry, back out here on the ice.
So good news, McCulloch and Ekman-Larsson with McMillan and Vitale as this one is cleared down the length. Oilers will have to hustle it up. 8 to go in the minor penalty to Antoine Vermette.
That's incredible to get that skate off, get it sharpened, and get it back on and out here on the ice.
Stan Wilson probably doing his Kip Kano to the locker room to get that thing done.
Not a better
No time.
equipment manager in the NHL than Stan Wilson. Here's a look at that. McCulloch clips his skate right there on Gonzato. Falls down again. You lose an edge, you're done. Got to get it fixed.
Play back in by Pinizzato. Now Smith with a giveaway. And saving a goal was McCulloch.
Was he ever?
Shot on, and that was blocked away. Boyd Gordon got right in the middle of it.
That was Boyd Gordon with the wrap.
Now Gagne, sharp angle, try to get one in front. And it's underneath goaltender Victor Fosta's. Reeder comes close.
Well, things starting to heat up. Boyd Gordon got the fish hook on Shane Doan. And then here is the wrap by Boyd Gordon. Turnover by Mike Smith. McCulloch there to save the day. Heavy stick on that right post. And Mike Smith gets clipped. Gagne comes back the other way. Good job by Reeder to get to the middle of the ice. Schultz doesn't pick him up. Almost elevates that puck up and over.
And after this, a penalty to the captain, Shane Doan.
I don't get it. Coyotes now 3 straight penalties. The one on McCulloch and this one on Shane Doan. Not sure how they get the extra. And Dave Tippett not happy.
Roughing in 1949, but now you got to put that in the back of your memory. as this one's going to be cleared down. 5 seconds to go. Victor Fostel set it, and that's going to do it here for the first period tonight at Rexall Place. Coming up in our intermission, that man, BJ Crombeen, will join Todd Walsh in our 3 things you need to know about our intermission. We'll also talk about a hockey mom tradition and Nash Your Nose as well. So end of one, the difference so far, Tyson, a Jordan Eberle power play goal.
Yeah, still not enough offensive zone time. Only 5 shots in that first period. A team that hasn't scored a goal now in 6 periods. You need pucks, you need people to the net. They got to bear down, a little better execution, and they have to stay out of the penalty box, Matt.
Meanwhile, Shane Doan is waiting to speak to the referees about that last penalty as they head off. It's 1-0 Edmonton. Stick around, Todd and BJ, when we come back to Rexall Place. Intermission of Coyotes hockey was presented by Jack in the Box. Love sriracha? Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's new spicy sriracha burger at participating restaurants.
And we welcome you back just moments before the drop of the puck for period 2. Todd Walsh with assistant coach Newell Brown. And Newell, we documented, looked like a lost coverage on that first goal on the PK, but the PK is getting a lot of work, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit too much. A couple shaky calls that we thought, but we had a good start to the game. First 5 minutes, we played, we got the puck in deep, we established our forecheck, and then we turned some pucks over, we took a penalty, they scored. So we have to make sure against this team, they're such a good transition team and such a good offensive team. They feed on turnovers. We have to really make sure at the blue lines.
Quick follow-up. You've got a frustrated team as well. You guys haven't scored in a while. I can sort of sense that simmering. How do they manage their way through that? It's got to be one of the greasy goals, right?
For sure. We're squeezing a little bit tight, but we just have to keep making sure that we have people going to the net without the puck, shoot the puck, look for rebounds, create scrambles in front, and just stay with that mentality because eventually we'll get a greasy one that goes in.
It's an age-old recipe. Good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right, Newell Brown. We'll send it back to you, Matt and Tyson.
All right, welcome back here in Edmonton. 1-0 Oilers at the end of one period of play, and we take a look at the numbers through the first 20 minutes here tonight. And Tyson, you were talking about the shots. The Coyotes, with just 5 through the first 20, they're going to need more.
Yeah, you look at the missed shots too as well. I mean, you got to hit the net. You're not creating, you're not generating a lot, you're fighting it. You haven't scored now in 6 periods. Every shot you take has to be on the goaltender. Make the goaltender make a save, and you never know. Rebound might be laying there in the blue paint. You have to find a way to create second and third opportunities. Not enough so far in that first period.
So we are set here for the second period as the Coyotes make their way back to the ice surface here. They're trailing 1-0 on the Jordan Eberle tally. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Taylor Hall assisting, and that came way back the 5:38 mark.
Well, you heard from Newell Brown, talked about how he liked the start of that first period, getting pucks in deep, establishing that forecheck. But then the Coyotes started to turn pucks over as that period went along, and you cannot afford to do that against this Oilers team. They score a ton of goals off the rush. They're not a good heavy team down low below the goal line like an LA Kings or a San Jose Sharks or the Anaheim. They're built for speed. You don't want to get caught in that transition game.
We'll get a special Cyber Monday Pepsi Family Value Pack and VIP post-game experience. That's 4 tickets, 4 Pepsis, 4 hot dogs, and a chance to see a Coyotes player when Arizona hosts Philadelphia Monday, December the 29th, all for $119. It's only good tonight. Visit ArizonaCoyotes.com/Cyber Monday or call 480-563-PUCK by the end of today. Hey, we're with Cyber Monday. We get it, right? Do any cyber Christmas shopping while you were hanging out today in your hometown?
No, I didn't.
Well, there's still plenty of time to pick up whatever you're going to get me this year.
I usually do that about the 24th. Lots of time.
So we're underway here in the second period. Don't forget 1:48 left in the Dome penalty. Coyotes beginning this second period shorthanded. McCulloch and Ekman-Larsson, along with Laurie Korpikoski and Antoine Vermette, and the Coyotes are trying to change their fortunes here. They trail at 1-0, and a good clear there by Oliver all the way down the length of the ice. 7-5 shots in the game favoring the Edmonton Oilers. They lead at 1-0. Justin Schultz will drop one along for Eberle. And now Fast and loose with a puck. Here's Reeder shorthanded. He's in. And he scores! First shorthanded goal, and what a lift! Toby Reeder has tied it in Edmonton.
What a move here. And you knew as soon as he picked this puck up, it was see you later. There's not a guy in this league that's going to catch Reeder. Turnover here, Taylor Hall coughs it up on the blue line. And Reeder opens up the 5-hole on Foss. What a beautiful play. Rumbling down that right side. Little shake and bake, opens it up and puts it in the back of the net. That's a big goal.
The drought is over, and the shorty is recorded by Toby Reeder, and the game is tied at 1.
Number 8, Tobias Reeder.
1:03 left in the Oilers' power play.
36 seconds.
Around the boards, Draisaitl will try to get it down low. Stone.
Assisted by Reeder.
And now the Coyotes will take it away, and Brandon McMillan will bring it out. 3-on-2 shorthanded for the Coyotes. McMillan sends it across, looking for Schlemko. And now Nail Yakupov will look to crank it up for Edmonton. Here he comes through the neutral zone. Yakupov in over the line, dangling. Down to the line it goes, Purcell. Oilers on the power play for another half a minute. Yakupov out high, across now. Down to Keaton with a shot, blocked away that time by Hansel, and he'll skate it out.
There goes Reeder again.
And he's coming back in again. Reeder to the net, he scores, and another shorthanded goal. Toby Reeder. Second shorthanded goal of the night. The Coyotes lead it 2-1.
And it's the same kid. I'm telling you, this kid is something else. Look at the speed. He wanted this puck too, and Hansel puts it right on a string for him. And you knew Foss was thinking about this one. Is he going to go back with the same move? And he doesn't. He's got another one in his hat, in his bag of tricks. He goes far side, I believe, posted in, off the right shoulder, and into the back of the net. Talk about a change of momentum.
2 shorties by Toby Reeder in the span of 58 seconds.
You're lucky you get 2 in your career, let alone in the same shift.
Bouncing puck, it ends up in behind the Coyotes' net.
Mike Smith's got to stay in his net.
Dome penalty is over. And Smith makes the save, and he holds on.
He knew it. He wasn't happy about that one. Banged his stick on the post. And here's the first one right here. Taylor Hall, just a pretty casual kick of the puck with the skate. And that's the stuff, Taylor Hall, you can't do as a leader for this Edmonton Oilers team. That's your Chaz Roberts, cool player of the game, but that's just unacceptable. Too easy. A turnover on the power play with a chance to go up 2-0, and now all of a sudden you're down 2-1.
What a change of momentum here in the first 2.5 minutes of the second period in Edmonton.
That's the stuff that hurts this Edmonton Oilers team. Your best players can't be turning pucks over like that.
Arcabello that time, locked up along the boards. Good play there by Korpikoski. Oilers will poke it and send it all the way back inside the Coyote zone. 17.5 to go in the second. 2 shorthanded goals by Toby Reeder. One at the 36-second mark and another at a minute 34.
And he's coming back over the boards once again. They tip it right now. Can't get him on the ice enough. Shorthanded, and this line really with Shane Doan and Sam Gagner has been so effective. Really one of the only lines for the Coyotes going in that first period. And they've got it done right now. Reeder with the hot stick, feeling good. Confidence is everything. What a player he has turned out to be. Dave Tippett loves his defensive game, wants to see more offense. Well, he's seen it here tonight.
And Toby Reeder was the player that the Coyotes acquired from the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, good nugget there. I forgot about that. How the Oilers got rid of this kid is beyond me. He plays good defense, which is what the Oilers are lacking. He's got speed, he's got talent, and we've seen here tonight he's got some finish to his game as well. Skates as good as any player in the NHL, I think. You give Mikhail Bodka a run for his money as far as speed goes.
Similar stride, really. You know,
Deep knee bend.
very deep, yeah.
smooth, buttery.
Behind the net, Gordon. Sound like you're giving a review for Chardonnay. To the front, Gordon shoots. That hit a body in front. He is buttery. Played all the way back and sent back inside the zone. Taken away. Here's an opportunity, Vitale. And now Pinizzato back to center. Locked up there by Kyle Chipchura. And it's Andrew Ferns to send it right back in. Joe Vitale will set it up. You sang the praises of Toby Reeder back in training camp too, and surprised that he didn't make this team.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going anywhere at this point.
I'm gonna love to see and watch Taylor Hall and how he responds after turning that puck over and allowing that first shorthanded goal. I don't want to harp on it too much, but stuff that just can't happen.
Hansel trying to poke it to the front. He finds McMillan. He gets cross-checked at a penalty coming up here. And guess who? I believe they're going to get Taylor Hall.
No, that's not how you respond. And Dallas Eakins can't be happy with Taylor Hall right now. I'm a coach. I'm livid. Cross-check in front now. You put your team short-handed after giving the Coyotes all this momentum and a team that really had nothing going in this hockey game.
Zip.
Now it's the Edmonton Oilers on their heels. Leader, first line, fourth line. There's got to be some accountability.
Ekman Larson has it. No wrister. Fost got a piece. Now Bodker tries to get it back to the line. Taken away. Doan's going to have to hustle back. So will Yandel. Chance here for Gordon. And ex-teammates battling.
Good job there by Keith Yandel to get back.
Now Oliver Ekman-Larsson to set it. Into the corner for Doan. Back out high, Yandel. Good keep there for Ekman-Larsson. Across Bodker. I'd love to see Oliver Ekman-Larsson get a point here. Just 2 points in his last 13. Yandel. Ekman-Larsson. Sent to the net. He scores! Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I'll say that more often. And it's 3-1 Coyotes.
Oh, look at the smile on your face. You love it. Great job there by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. He has been struggling, no question. 1 point in his last 8 games and a -6 in his last 5. Gets a big goal. And that's a stinger for the Edmonton Oilers. And I would sit Taylor Hall on the bench right now if I'm the Oilers. You want to send a message? That's a pretty powerful message. Again, we're going to see how he responds. Great shot by Oliver. He finds that seam in that lane to the front of the net. Victor Fost cannot see that shot. Great job by Doan in front.
3-1 Coyotes, and they've gotten 3 goals in the first 4:53. 2 shorties and a power play goal.
The assist.
Okay, so who would you like to see next, Tyson? Puck played around.
4 minutes.
Schlemko. I'm taking requests here. In behind the net, Martin Erat.
The assist, Yandel.
Every dog gets a bone once in a while, eh?
Every once in a while, yeah.
I love it.
Barely. McCulloch. And now Martin Erat.
Just nice to call some goals again. 6 periods without a goal, and now 3 here in the second.
Keith Yandel gets an assist. So does Mikkel Bodker. A turnaround in Edmonton. Bodker will get it back and over the line as he chases it down. Now Korpikoski. And again, you always look at reaction. You always see how a team reacts after a goal, after being scored upon. This is a big part of the hockey game for a team that hasn't enjoyed many leads. They've got a 2-goal lead here right now.
Another turnover by Taylor Hall on the blue line.
How about the Toby Reeder show? He gets a shorty. He gets another shorty. And Oliver Ekman-Larsson on the power play. It's 3-1 Arizona. Welcome back. What a period for Toby Reeder. A couple of shorthanded goals. First NHL rookie with 2 shorthanded goals in a game since Ryan O'Reilly did it. Keith Tkachuk had 2 shorthanded goals in a game, but that was when he was in Winnipeg. Our APS Energy All-Star tonight with Toby Reeder. So technically in franchise history it's happened twice, but only once since the team has been in Arizona.
That is incredible. Incredible stuff. Well deserved too. That's the kid that's been on the cusp. Puts you on the edge of your seat.
Goes back in front. Reeder swat away, and he got a rebound on Fost.
That puck is just following him around. He's got another one in the barrel.
Turnover here, and it goes back in behind the net. Boy, would that be something. Nostradamus has spoken.
Nice to see you finally took a page out of my book.
Reeder,
welcome aboard.
who set a good example. Back to center. Pinizzotto taking a shot at Stone there. Play goes offside, so the faceoff will come out.
Well, here's another look at Reeder. Puck has been a magnet. This kid can fly, though. He can skate. Good redirect in front. Also, not a big guy, but he pays a price in front of the net. He goes to the dirty areas on the ice. Whacked and hacked. Feels good, though, when you put him in the back of the net.
Up here in the booth, we have Reeder with 4 of the Coyotes' 6 scoring chances in the hockey game.
I don't doubt it.
Joe Vitale in over the line, looking for some help. Throws to the front. Oh, and a save that time. A left pad by Fost. I have no idea how that got through.
Yeah, pretty sneaky.
Pinizzotto trying to get it out. Good keep by Gazdic. Goes in behind the net. Taylor Hall's line back out there. Now Vitale that time got hit hard by Taylor Hall.
Penalty coming up.
Yeah, penalty on Hall.
Another penalty.
Taylor Hall is having a meltdown here in the second period. A defensive liability and just taking bad penalties here.
Oh, man. You would love. Oh, yeah, hit from behind. No question. And another one there. Taylor Hall just falling apart at the seams. So talented. But my goodness, he's single-handedly blown this game up for the Edmonton Oilers. This is supposed to be one of your best players. And I love him. I love watching him. He's fearless, reckless. But right now, a team that's lost 9 in a row. Can't happen.
Yandel made the play to Ekman Larson. Coyotes get it in over the line. Doan quickly to Bodker to set it up on the left wing side. Boy, would this be huge if the Coyotes could get a power play tally here. Bodker now, left wing corner again. Across, Yandel. Thought he had a lane. Now Yandel looking around to the front, and a deflection that time by Vermette is steered by Fost.
Edmonton Oilers need Fost to come up big here. They need a kill in the worst way.
Ferentz now. And he gets it past Yandel and down the length of the ice. Taken away there. Arcabello's going to go after it. And it's cleared back to center now. If Mike Smith doesn't play that puck, I think that's an example where he can just let it go. Petrie will clear it. And that takes a good 20-25 seconds off the puck. Or off the clock, excuse me. Played at center, Erat. And Petrie now gets it to center, intercepted by Ekman Larson. Erat has it. Back out high, over to Schlemko. Well, the Edmonton native handcuffed a little bit there. Puck to the line, and it's cleared away by Arcabello. So Schlemko in behind the net. Gagne over the line, Bodker. Rink wide, Stone. Plays it into the corner. Dozen seconds left in the Coyotes power play. Stone with it. Skates in, he shoots and deflected wide. Schlemko got it right to the net. Ooh, and it's underneath Fost, and that one almost got by him.
Almost is right. That just caught a piece of his block. I thought that squeaked in short side, but he makes the save. Good movement by the Coyotes. Lost had to be very active on this kill. A lot of side-to-side movement. Finally, the Coyotes get that offensive zone and establish a couple shots. Not enough, though.
All is out. Oilers are back to full strength. Coyotes with a 3-1 lead in case you might have flipped away for a couple of minutes. 2 shorthanded goals by Reeder. And a shot by Crombie is deflected over the top of the net. The other goal, a power play tally from Ekman Larsson. Out high, Yandel, he shoots. And a glove save by Fost. And I'll tell you what, very slow to get up is Joe Vitale. What a second period for Arizona. Second period for Taylor Hall is going to be one he's going to want to forget. A couple of turnovers.
Yeah, that was on the power play, led to the shorthanded goal by Reeder, and then he takes a penalty. Cross-check on McMillan. Another turnover in the offensive zone. Another penalty by Taylor Hall. Long 2 minutes, and he should feel a little shame in that penalty box. Again, he's back on the ice for the Edmonton Oilers, and Dallas Eakins. I don't get it. At what point does he take a seat?
You're shaking your head.
And learn a lesson.
Played out of the zone. Hall finds Jordan Eberle.
Why I'm up in the broadcasting booth. Not behind the bench.
No, but I think you make a good point. It's the whole tough love angle, and
it just sends a message to the rest of the team. I mean, if a fourth line player does that, they're sitting on the bench. They're probably a healthy scratch the next game. What's the difference whether it's your first line guy or fourth line guy? Yeah, you get a ton of points. But this Edmonton Oilers team may lose the game because of it.
Nugent Hopkins got it towards the front. Hall went flying that time on a hit by McCulloch. They collided. Martin Erat, one-on-one battle with Nugent Hopkins, and there's an example of a young kid, Nugent Hopkins, getting back to break up a play. Hall has it. Now Hall shoots. He hit the post.
And then he goes and has a shift like that. I mean, that's what he's capable of. If you just take those minor, small details out of his game, man.
Shot over the top, yep. And down to Keaton at his own blue line. Down the line it goes. Yakupov will send it to the corner. Arcabello behind the net for Purcell. Coyotes are going to try to jam it up that left wing boards. Bodker couldn't make the play. Donald sent it in behind the net. Vermette chasing after it. Now Andrew Ference got picked. It comes in front. Oh! Glove save, Mike Smith. Nail Yakupov is robbed.
Look what I found.
Mark that one.
Whoa. Oh, that is juicy. This play somehow squeaks out in front. Yakupov right there on the blue paint. And Mike Smith absolutely robs him. There was the Taylor Hall post. There's another look at it.
Unbelievable.
Wow. A little pat on the rear end from Bodker, and Yakupov looks to the stars.
Barron shoots. That's blocked away by Reeder.
Doing it all tonight, Reeder.
Having some game with 2 shorthanded goals. Sent back in where Smith will play at the trapezoid. Sam Gagner couldn't get it out. Pitlick, who's had a good game after his recall. They work to the front, and Pitlick's there, and Smith again with a save. Oh, is he razor sharp tonight?
They might want to try maybe for a blocker, because the glove is dialed in here tonight for Mike Smith. Snatches that one out of midair, no rebound. Look what I found. The masked man, Wile E. Coyote. Getting it done. Great numbers against the Oilers in his career. 9-1-1 in 13 games.
Barron shoots, and a stop by Smith. Loose in the crease. And over the top.
Coverage.
Close call there for Gazdic.
Coverage.
Yeah, and here's where the Coyotes are starting to run around a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to give anything back at this point.
Crombine's going to go wide on Gordon with a shot and a stop by Fost.
Boyd Gordon got caught playing defense.
Gazdic over the line had his shot blocked. Luke Gazdic made the team here in Edmonton, a season ago out of training camp. And the Coyotes will look to get it out. Smart play by Joe Vitale, and he'll pick it up again. Oilers now. Petrie. Deflected in by Nugent Hopkins. McCulloch. And out of the zone back to center. Klefbom didn't see McMillan. That forces Edmonton inside of their own blue line. And Taylor Hall with it. Into the corner for Martin Hansel. Schlemko. Got it out of there all the way back to the Edmonton blue line. Martin Hansel, quick turn there, got it to center. Chasing down a puck is Korpikoski against Oscar Klefbom. Good lock-up play there by Korpikoski, and he continues into that right wing corner.
Tenacious. I like it.
Taylor Hall with it. Can't get it out. Kept that time by Stone. Taylor Hall will try again. Still can't do it.
2 turnovers.
And Klefbom now behind his net. Back to center and sent right back in by Toby Reeder. Klefbom now. Across for Petrie. Out of the zone, Purcell. Backhands to the line, Yandel. And he'll get it back to center, intended for Doan. And that one, they say, is going to go into the Oilers bench. Well, as of late, the story's been Mike Smith. He's our Nissan high excitement player here tonight in Edmonton. Several beauty saves. Welcome back. Time now for our CenturyLink link to what's next. And that is Calgary. And that is where we'll be tomorrow night at the Saddle Dome. 6:30 over on Fox Sports Arizona Plus. There are the channel listings depending on your cable carrier and satellite provider.
Well, hopefully not only a big night, but a big night for a little payback. Calgary Flames have taken 2 now from the Coyotes this year.
They are this year's version so far of the Colorado Avalanche of the season they had last year. Kind of coming out of nowhere. Reeder coming out of nowhere on Perron. He'll take it into the corner behind the net now. Trying to leave it there for Shane Doan. And now Draisaitl back to center ice for Justin Schultz. The defenseman there. Penalty coming up here. They're going to get Stone for the slash. And so the Coyotes will be in the penalty box. One thing I don't like about tonight so far, Tyson, too many penalties.
Yeah, way too many penalties. Stone with the slash. Makes a good play holding the blue line. There's no need for the slash. None. Coyotes once again going to the kill. Up 3-1. Want to give anything back here.
They mark it to the right of Mike Smith. And off the faceoff, Oilers have to retreat. Penalty killers, Antoine Vermette, Zbynek, McCulloch, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and the Corpedo, Lauri Korpikoski. Played into the corner, Eberle will go after it. Challenged by Ekman-Larsson. Rolling puck around for Perron to set it up. To the line for Schultz. Across it goes. Eberle. Schultz now. Now Schultz with a shot. A stop. Loose in the crease. And cleared away that time by Ekman-Larsson. Antoine Vermette can't clear it. A shot taken that time, and the crease is knocked away that time. Oilers keep it inside the zone. Taylor Hall. Taylor Hall now looking around. To the line for Schultz. Schultz shoots. a stop by Smith. He saw it all the way.
Nice save there by Mike Smith. Traffic in front. Oliver Ekman-Larsson takes a big hit to get that loose puck out of harm's way, and Antoine Vermette has a chance to get that puck down the ice. Those are tough ones. They usually end up in the back of your net. Again, Mike Smith somehow, I don't know how, he sees that puck, but he finds it again. Gets the big mitt on it.
And this one's cleared away by Schlemko, so a rare face-off win here in the second period. Oilers have dominated. But the Coyotes get to clear that time. Reeder is out there now along with Martin Hansel, David Schlemko, and Keith Yandel.
No Connor Murphy. Keith Yandel getting a little extra love here. A penalty kill situation shows you just how far Yandel's defensive game has come and the confidence Dave Tippett has in him.
Purcell will move it out for Edmonton. A half a minute to go on the Oilers' power play. Smith lets it go in behind the net. McCulloch is there. Little jam job along for Ekman-Larsson, and he finds the outlet and sends down the lane.
Again, still the Edmonton Oilers put that puck into an area that Mike Smith can get to it.
Taken away and a setup in front for Tally. That was partially blocked away. Great setup by Brandon McMillan.
Those are the battles we talked about.
5 to go in the penalty to Michael Stone. Lori Korpikoski into the corner, and this one's going to be taken away and cleared out, and that's going to do it. So the Coyotes kill it off. 2 shots for the Edmonton Oilers. They're now 1 for 4 on the power play. Yakupov for Petrie. Schlemko is going to chase it down. Kept by Petrie. Good keep that time of the defenseman. Marcabello got it to the line. Offside, though, go the Oilers.
Have a seat.
Well, don't forget, just a reminder, when the Coyotes win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Coyotes win, celebrate with 50% off your online order at papajohns.com by typing in promo code Coyotes. Offer only available online and on regular menu prices. Reeder takes a bump, neutral zone. Fane tries to move it along. Reeder right in the middle of it again before Purcell will send one in. 2 minutes to go in the second period, and Gagne will play it along as Doan looks up ice. Try to loft one into the neutral zone. And now Fane, broken up that time, Doan. And the Oilers will get it out with Andrew Ferentz. Taken away by Gagne. Over the line, McMillan. Now McMillan dragging it into the corner. One-on-one Ward battle that time. Now Doan comes in. McMillan trying to take it away. And all the way back to center. Ekman-Larsson has it. And Zbynek McCulloch for Ekman-Larsson.
Really liking McMillan's game here once again. Put up some real good offensive numbers in Anaheim. And a little quiet this year. I like to see Dave Tippett reward him.
In behind the net, Erat.
Last minute of play in the second.
Under a minute to go in the second. Quick change here for the Coyotes. Chipchura jumps over the boards. Eberle has it. Floater to the front, and that hit the outside of the net. Now Erat. And he'll get it out for Kyle Chipchura, fly in the zone. Ekman-Larsson sent to the line that time. We're going to whistle here on the offside. Our Geico legacy moment tonight in Edmonton. December the 1st, 1996, when Wayne Gretzky became the first player in NHL history to reach 3,000 points. And that includes his numbers in the playoffs with an assist. And the Rangers win over the Canadiens.
That's a lot of points.
Got to call his final game when I was in Pittsburgh back in 1999.
Wow.
A lot of fun. Madison Square Garden.
The G-Man.
Way back in, Stone with a shot batted away by Foss. 24 to go in the period, and he batted that one all the way over the glass and out of play.
A lot of good memories as a kid watching these Edmonton Oilers teams. I can tell
right
you
here,
that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, right here. I was
Where did you used to sit?
right there, left of the Zamboni
Yeah.
entrance, about 5 rows down from the top shelf. Unbelievable seats. Never missed a game. Me and my brother alternated. Saw a couple Stanley Cups. All the records that were broken from Wayne Gretzky.
Yandel sent one to the front. It's loose, and Bacher tucks it in with 16.3 to go. Mikkel Bacher has made it a 4-1 Coyotes lead.
Mikkel Bacher stays hot. He has owned. Who owns the Edmonton Oilers? Mikkel Bacher. Look at that nifty play there. Talk about a soft set of mitts. Keith Yandel, the shot, big juicy rebound, and Bacher puts it home, backhand, forehand, tucks it in far side. His 8th goal this season.
I'll tell you what, guys that needed to get going have gotten going tonight. Oliver Ekman-Larsson with a power play goal. Mikkel Bacher, as you mentioned, getting his 8th.
And how about Bacher? 13 points now, 8 goals in his last 7 games against the Edmonton Oilers.
Schultz couldn't keep the point. 2 to go to the period. That's going to do it. And this is going to be a period to remember for the Arizona Coyotes. Toby Reeder got him going with a couple of shorthanded goals, and he's going to be joined by Todd Walsh. World Junior Championships, an update affecting one of the Coyotes prospects, and another edition of Nash or No. So Bacher, his 8th from Vermette and Yandel. 3 special teams goals, Tyson.
Yeah, and you can credit Taylor Hall for this 4-1 lead right now. I can tell you that. Coyotes had nothing going on in that second period till the turnover, the shorthanded goal by Reeder, and they did not let up till the very end. 4 goals in that second period after going 6 periods without a goal.
Get Shorty? Yeah, they got 2 of them, both from Toby Reeder. What a period for the youngster. And he'll join Todd Walsh from Edmonton when we return. It's 4-1, Arizona through 40. Hockey on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. By Behind the Mask Hockey Shops, serving Arizona since 1994. Visit one of our 3 Valley locations or shop online at BehindTheMask.com. And by Gigablast Internet from Cox. Get ready for the gig life. Welcome back through 2 tonight as we get set for the 3rd period of play tonight at Edmonton. And the Coyotes, with 4 tallies in the second period, lead the Oilers 4-1. Through 2 in the numbers and shots attempted. The Coyotes with 28 shots on goal, or 28 shots attempted, 18 on goal. And the big story tonight of the special teams.
Yeah, that was a lot better. The Coyotes only with 5 shots on goal after the first period. Now 18 on the board, and they're going to need a lot more of that here tonight. Yes, a 4-1 cushion, but you cannot let up against this Edmonton Oilers team, and you only have to look back a couple games when the Coyotes were up 3-0 against the Avalanche. Can't take your foot off that gas pedal.
Mikkel Bacher and Toby Reeder. Reeder with a pair. Bacher with his 8th. They were terrific. Between the pipes, Mike Smith getting it done here tonight. Facing 16 Oilers shots, making 15 saves. Huge 3rd period here is underway, and Martin Hanzal will play it for Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and he sends it in. We've had several penalties in this hockey game. Both teams beginning this 3rd period of play at full strength. Petrie will take it away. Interference is going to be the call, Now the Coyotes will go to the power play. They're going to get Arcabello for the interference in behind the Oilers' net.
Yeah, Arcabello trying to have a conversation with the referee. He's not biting. Not a good play. Interference. Moving screen there by Arcabello as Martin Hansel is trying to get in on the forecheck. Coyotes with 3 penalties early. Now the Edmonton Oilers with 3 straight.
Ekman Larsson, and this one will be played back for Keith Yandle.
Why you lose 9 straight games? This is an example. Right here by the Edmonton Oilers. Why they've lost 9 straight.
Stone brings it in over the line. Plays it in behind the net. That's going to roll around for Yandle to force it down low. Andrew Ference is there. Now the Oilers will clear it down the length of the ice.
Scrivens, the backup goaltender, was very vocal the other day in the newspaper saying, we don't deserve.
Comes in front, and Smith had to make the save.
Oh, Mike Smith's got to stay in his net. Every time tonight here, he's fighting it. Simplify your game when you're fighting the puck. 3 turnovers here tonight by Smith. Had to be lights out there. Made another big save, though.
Mike Smith will play it in behind the net that time, and Stone will look to move it up on right wing. I just think he's got to be quicker with his decisions when he does decide to play the puck. Yandle and Gagne. We know he's one of the best puck handlers in the game. No question about that. Erat. Board battle here. Schlemko wins control. Rister, and that goes wide. Stone's going to play it along. Coyotes trying to stay on that gas pedal. Erat with a shot that goes wide. 28 to go in the penalty to Arcabello. Martin Erat down low. Hansel tried to feather one to the front that time for Gagne.
Nice slide there by Petrie.
Now Schlemko across, and Stone with a shot. Rebound and a goal. Martin Erat. Power play tally, and it's 5-1 Coyotes.
Oh, there it is right there. That's a big one. I don't want to say it's a nail in the coffin, but that one's going to sting. 2 power play goals here tonight for the Coyotes. This shot off the end boards. Very active boards here. And Erat with Sam Gagne in front. Not sure if this goes off the leg of Gagne, but it definitely finds the back of the net. 19 shots, 5 goals. We talked about defense being the issue here for the Oilers and goaltending right now, and they've been exposed.
Erat gets his 5th. He came in with no goals in 12. Guys getting off the schneid tonight.
Number 10, Martin Erat.
Nikita Nikitin into the corner
Michael Stone.
and played out of the zone all the way back to center.
David Schlemko. The time 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Coyotes go score on the power play.
Into the corner now, comes in front, and a chance there for Antoine Vermette.
And Schlemko at 2:03.
You love to see Erat get on the board. 12 games for him as well without a goal.
Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Kyle Chipchura comes in, tries to lock it up, forces it in behind the net. And I would imagine with a 5-1 lead, we're going to see a lot of rolling of fours, so to speak.
Well, you think you saw turnovers from the Edmonton Oilers before this. Wait till you see the last 17 minutes here, down by 4 goals. Well, the Boston Bruins are coming to town Saturday to face off against the Arizona Coyotes. See this matchup against an original 6 opponent in their only trip to Arizona. Get your tickets now at ArizonaCoyotes.com or by calling 480-563-POP.
That's going to be a great night of hockey Saturday night at Gila River Arena. And you go back to last year when Oliver Ekman-Larsson had that goal. Gagne nearly had one in front here in Edmonton as it's covered up by Foss. So we'll get another face-off.
Good work down low. Everything going to the net. Shane Doan winning a battle below the goal line. The Edmonton Oilers defense is not big. Can be out-muscled. Everything at the net. Foss is struggling.
Play to the line, and now Boyd Gordon will leave it there for Andrew Ferentz. Gagne.
6 periods, Matt Sawyer, without a goal. You love this. This is just what the doctor ordered here for the Coyotes. Get some confidence. I want to see everybody get a couple cookies here tonight, feeling good about their game.
Something about Western Canada too, Tyson. Maybe it's that whole God's country concept. Feels like God's country for the Coyotes.
I'll just take a look outside.
A lot of snow.
Very beauty. Sure you're out there with the real estate agent today.
I was over in Sherwood Park, seeing what was available. Ferentz.
Love the smokestacks. I can get you a place for cheap.
They glimmer in the night. Can't wait to see him on the way to the airport as the puck will be moved along and set right back in. Draisaitl. The Coyotes winning one already here in Edmonton this year. They did it in Vancouver as well. Petrie scores. And it's a 5-2 game. That one right through traffic.
It looks like it was deflected in front. There was no question there was traffic. Mike Smith had a hard time picking this puck up. Nothing fancy at all. It was Pitlick in front. It might go off the left foot of Pitlick and up and over the right shoulder of Mike Smith. That puck definitely changed direction.
We'll say Petrie for now. If so, his second. Now they're going to give it to Petrie.
Scored by number 2.
Sure, they'll take multiple looks at it. As we get a whistle here on the icing. Oscar Klefbom picks up an assist.
57, David Perron.
The puck definitely changes direction. I'm not sure if it goes off of Pitlick or Schlemko in front. Here's a good look at it. Looks like it goes possibly off the left foot of Schlemko.
His blade was in there as well.
Pitlick scored that. He would have been celebrating a lot harder than that, I'll tell you that.
Played all the way down. And an icing call here against Edmonton.
Big shift for Arizona. We've talked about that a number of occasions this year. That's been an issue. Whether you get scored on or you score the goal, you got to come out. Keep that momentum or snatch it back. Hockey is a 60-minute game.
Stone plays it in behind the net. Petrie now. Purcell to center for Yakupov. Gave it away out high, but here's an opportunity, and Petrie skates in, and he's stopped by Smith. Huge save there for Mike Smith, especially after Petrie just got the Oilers' second of the night.
Yeah, broken play here. Yakupov comes in, stops up. This should have been a turnover. That was an errant pass there. Goes right to Petrie, far side, and he comes in and lets a bomb go. Big save by Mike Smith. Been really good in this game.
Eberle to the corner for Hall, and back out high. Ferentz now. Goes in behind the net. Taylor Hall is there. Leaves it for Eberle. Back out high. Ferentz with a shot blocked away. McCulloch's going to go after it. Coyotes try to clear. And now Hall looking around into the corner. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins behind the net for Eberle. Oilers with some good offensive zone time here. To the front, and Hall that time partially fanned on it. And took a rough ride from Martin Hanzal. But here's Eberle curling in front, and a shot blocked away. I think McMillan might have gotten his stick on that one.
Yeah, nice job keeping the Oilers, who are buzzing right now, to the outside, blocking shots, sticks in those passing lanes. Whole lot of nothing there for the Oilers.
Erat gets it deep, and the Coyotes get a change.
But building momentum. It's a good shift by the Oilers.
Left wing side, Perron dumps one in. Pitlick goes after it for Edmonton. Tied up by Michael Stone. Draisaitl and Schlemko in a board battle. Schlemko, now Gagne coming in. Gagne and Pitlick and Schlemko with a pretty good tie-up of Draisaitl. Back to the line it goes, and Petrie's shot goes wide. Keaton that time fell down on a play by Doan, and it's set right back. McKeedon through center for Draisaitl. Played into the corner, Schlemko. Gagne, and now Doan. Doan lost it. Purcell takes it away, and a pad save there. Now Arcabello, and another save by Smith. Perron has it. Out high it goes. To the front, and Purcell stopped that time by Smith. Here's a chance. Klefbom, he's stopped by Smith. Coyotes will get it out and clear all the way down.
Back-to-back shifts by the Oilers. You talked about momentum. It's a scary thing. When you got it, it starts to snowball. When you don't,
Petrie shoots. He missed wide. What a rush by Jeff Petrie. Vitale the other way, and he'll chip and chase into the corner. Tried to dump it in behind the net for Crombie, and Oilers, they will counter quickly to center ice. Yakupov has it. Took a big hit that time from Chipchura. They get a whistle here.
Icing the call. Oilers are going to have to come back out after a long shift. Yakupov, Arcabello, and Purcell. Interesting to see if Bacon's calls a timeout here or not.
We're going to mark this one to the left of the goaltender Victor Foss. So Vermette, Korpikoski, Bodker out there right now. Michael Stone plays it in behind the net. Schultz will take it away. Yakupov kept at the line by Bodker. Now Stone. They're going to whistle here on the offside. 5-2 Coyotes, 12:02 to go in the third. Welcome back. Time now for a game summary tonight in Edmonton, courtesy of Taco Bell. Jordan Eberle opened the scoring, gave the Oilers a 1-0 lead, and then it was the Taylor Hall turnover fest that led to Toby Reeder's first shorthanded goal of the night. That's right, first shorty. Here's his second shorty to make it 2-1. Then Mikkel Boedker, after OEL had scored, made it 4-1. On a putback late in the period. And then at 5-1, Jeff Petrie able to get one past goaltender Mike Smith. That's where we stand, 5-2. And our mid-first bank on-ice leader, Toby Reeder, because Tyson, he completely changed the temperature of this game. 11 minutes and a half, almost of ice time. A couple of shorties, a hit, a block. He's done it all here tonight. Behind the net, Nugent Hopkins. Penalty coming up here, and they're going to get the Coyotes. It's a delayed call. And out of the zone goes Hall for David Perron. Playing it in behind the net is Mike Smith, so we get the whistle. Hooking's going to be the penalty. And I believe this is going to go against Martin Erat. This is the kind of penalty that'll drive the head coach crazy.
Yeah, you don't want to give anything back. There's a look at it. Offensive zone penalty. Kind of a weak one there. That's just a board battle, if you ask me. Erat trying to dig in there. And a couple cheapies here tonight.
Out of the zone, Schultz couldn't keep the left point. Now Schultz with a puck. Gives it off to Nugent Hopkins. Played in behind the net. Smith lets it go. Now Nugent Hopkins upended by Zbynek McCulloch. 3 Coyotes down low in a board battle. Played by Hall. And he'll set it up at the left point. Across now for Schultz to Taylor Hall. Hall sends one to the net, and that just goes wide. Eberle. Now Schultz gets it across. Nugent Hopkins, this one deflected wide. Perron down low. Korpikoski trying to take it off Taylor Hall. Comes back out high. Schultz across. Eberle with room. And that's blocked away by McCulloch. What a block there. And that'll draw a face-off with 1:08 remaining in the Coyotes penalty.
Oh, that's a stinger right there. McCulloch. Total disrespect for your body right there. No one's blocked more shots in the NHL than McCulloch on the penalty kill. This is where he earns his money. Eberle, one of the best point guys in the NHL, gets snuffed out by Big Z.
Schlemko behind the net. He'll skate it along. And now he sends it all the way down. And it bounced right in front on Scrivens. And the Oilers will set it up. Nikitin out with it. Moves it along and through center ice for Draisaitl. And that hit Brandon McMillan. Yakupov continues. Draisaitl to the front. It's blocked away by Schlemko. In the crease. Coyotes just trying to get it out of harm's way. Poked along. And Vitale, great effort to get it up the ice and down.
We're seeing a lot of second efforts here in this hockey game by the Coyotes. This is the kind of stuff that Dave Tippett was talking about. Lots of try, more execution, and second efforts.
Cleared away by Smith up the ice. Played in behind the net. 12 seconds remaining in the Oilers' power play.
I'm seeing a whole lot of Reader here is second half of the game. Short, hard shifts.
Yeah, just out there momentarily that time, and Antoine Vermette will play it in behind the net. Kept at the line. Penalty is over, by the way. Nugent Hopkins will send it right back in. And McCulloch's going to wrap it around, trying to get it out. And it pops right to Vermette, who finds Korpikoski. This one chipped over the glass and out of play, and will step out with 9:15 remaining in period 3. Welcome back, 5-2 Coyotes over the Oilers. Don't forget, December the 13th, the first 5,000 fans will get a free Ugly Sweater t-shirt courtesy of Halo River Casinos. Get your tickets today at ArizonaCoyotes.com or call 480-563-PUCK. Bad news, Tyson. We didn't win the 50-50 tonight.
Well, good news is you're apparently cleaning out your closet.
Yeah, I got 5,000 of those things stored away in my closet. Very fun. Coyotes with a 5-2 lead here, closing it on 9 minutes remaining here in the third. Before the team heads off to Calgary, and a shot by Gagne is on, saved by Foss.
Now you're going to see a lot of this line here. Best line in this hockey game. Reader, Sam Gagne, and Shane Doan. Really turned this game around.
Well, they were the line, too, in that first period when the Coyotes didn't have a lot of things going, and they trailed this game 1-0. The line was very effective. You pointed that out. And behind the net, Doan. Now out of the zone through center for Perron. Backhand flip deep. Draisaitl. Now Pitlick, freed by Gagne, and the Coyotes will get it out to center. Burns will get it right back in. Oilers have to clear the zone. They're onside, and they'll go for the change as the Coyotes set it up. 8:20 to go here in period 3. Michael Stone. Stretch past Chipchura from Yandel. Goes in behind the net. Taylor Hall with it. And quickly up for Nugent Hopkins. Jordan Eberle is there as well. Taken away by Chipchura. They'll motor it back for Ekman Larson. Scooped up by Fost, and this will get an offensive zone faceoff for Arizona.
Well, we talked about the keys to the game. Controlling the puck, protecting the puck, right now more than ever, put that puck into the safe areas. Interesting to watch the Coyotes evolve as a team, learning from past mistakes and how they're able to handle success here tonight.
Much better pace. And a shot hit the outside of the net by McMillan. Dave Tippett was concerned about the pace the other night.
Yeah, playing fast.
Brandon McMillan will work it along right wing corner, trying to make something happen with Martin Hansel. Goes in behind the net. McMillan chases it. Now it comes back, and out come the Oilers. Played right back in by Pinizzato. Schlemko behind the net, took a bump there. Doan has it. He'll cross center and get it in over the line. Hansel. That shot goes over the top. Korpikoski. Good game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
For Laurie.
All those good skaters here tonight. Bodker, Korpikoski, Reeder, McMillan, all really having a big impact on this game.
And Bodker will play it around. Goes back out high. Mikkel Bodker for Vermette with a shot and a pad save there by Foss.
That's the stuff I want to see more from Mikkel Bodker. And he makes up his mind. There's no stopping him. Low center of gravity, the legs that he's got on him. You can't stop him.
Giveaway by Stone. Over the line it goes. In behind the net, big hit that time. Schultz is eliminated by Ekman Larson.
Love it.
Out high it goes. Purcell, his shot blocked away.
Reeder with the block. What hasn't he done here tonight?
I'd have to give him a star here tonight. Been terrific. Gagne and Doan and Crombie out there. Gamble tries to reverse it behind the net. Schlemko there as well. And now Doan's going to take it away, and he fishes it out all the way back inside the Oilers' blue line. Crombie and Petrie tied up. There's 6 minutes remaining here in the third. Ferentz. That's poked away. Nice job by Joe Vitale to force it deep.
Yeah, clogging that neutral zone up now. More than ever. Gonna find out who Dave Tippett, what they think about.
Pinizzato, sharp angle, fighting it off with Smith. He made the save, and Larson in behind the net goes for a tumble. Taylor Hall works it back out high. Klefbom to the corner for Nugent Hopkins to Hall. Now Hall with a little spinorama move. Picked off by McCulloch. Hall had a chance, but he couldn't keep the zone. Kyle Chikchura fighting through a check from Klefbom. Before it's taken away by Taylor Hall.
Oh, good job. Eliminating players right now. The physical play. This is a defensive clinic right now.
In behind the net, McMillan going to work, but it's stripped away. 4.5 to go here in the third. Arcabello.
Good angles. Giving them nothing.
Played in, goes in behind the net. Yandel tries to move it along. Here's a chance in front. Yakupov couldn't get his stick on it. And Gagne will bring it back to center. Toby Reeder trying to gain that center ice red. And now Gagne has it. In over the line, he drops it out high. Yandel, and that's blocked away. Time to Keaton getting in the way of that shot. Boy, very quiet here in Edmonton, and Canadian rinks tend to be that way, but it's been a while since I've heard it this quiet here. And Mike Smith will give it off as the Coyotes look to get it out. Petrie on a counter into the neutral zone, scooped away by Bodker. Schlemko has it. And right back and over the line. I'm hearing a round of boos, I believe, here at Rexall Place. That one bounces off Dave Jackson. Korpikoski will play it in behind the net. He brings it right back to center. Andrew Ferentz on a drop pass for Petrie. Petrie's probably been Edmonton's best defenseman here tonight as Stone now plays it in behind the net. Out of the zone for Vitale.
This is a message by Aikens right here, throwing his fourth line out. Finish this game up. You got Gordon Gazdic.
A whistle here on the offside, and we will step out. Toby Reeder, what a night tonight. Third of the season, shorthanded in the second. Fourth of the season, a shorty as well. 5-2 tonight for the game. Coyotes lead it. 2 Coyotes late in the third. Don't forget, Fox Sports Arizona has all your local sports coverage, including stuff from tonight's game. Post-game reaction from the Coyotes locker room. MLB scouts weigh in on D-backs Cuban slugger Yasmany Tomas. I hope I got that right. Craig Morgan will have the latest on the injuries. Tough day for the Cardinals in Atlanta yesterday. Injuries to Andre Ellington, Ty Matthew, and Larry Fitzgerald. All that and more on FoxSportsArizona.com. Played out of the zone and all the way back. And the Oilers will set it up. Into the corner, Nugent Hopkins with it. Cutting in behind the net, and it goes back out high. Klefbom. Now Schultz will send it in behind the net. Lock-up play for Ekman Larsson. Looking to move it along. And Bodker stretches it to Ekman Larsson. One of the goal scorers here tonight for the Coyotes.
Nice to see Oliver Ekman Larsson get back on the board. Struggled the last few games.
Takeaway here. Gagne falls down, looking to set up the captain. Played back. Over the line, Yakupov cutting to the middle. Drops it for Nikitin. And now a chance for Petrie, and it's just shot wide. Bouncing puck to the front and cleared away by Stone.
Stone just saved a goal there.
Quick stick there, Michael Stone. Back out high. The shot blocked away by Dome. Minute and a half remaining in the third. Nikitin. Now Yakupov, no play there, so he has to take it out of the zone, and Nikitin will look for the re-entry, but the Coyotes come away with it.
Yeah, much better coverage here from Arizona. They have been all over it in the defensive zone. That's where it starts.
Mikkel Bodker. A goal here tonight. He made it 4-1 Coyotes late in the third period. That's the story, the big story. The second period onslaught of goals for Arizona. They scored 4 times as we roll under a minute remaining here in the third period of play. This is going to be a huge 2 points. Coyotes will pull to within 3 of the San Jose Sharks. The LA Kings are ahead of them as well, and we'll see Los Angeles when this road trip wraps up. Kings will be at Gila River Arena on Thursday night and then Boston on Saturday. So the Coyotes will be a happier group as we head to Calgary immediately after this one. Pitlick now. 21 to go. Played back out high. Petrie, his shot goes wide. Haven't talked all that much about Mike Smith here tonight. I'm sure the Coyotes would love nothing more than to keep the Oilers at
Get
2
him
goals.
a victory.
Yep.
Get Mike Smith a victory. Get some confidence.
That is it on a shot in by Ekman Larsson, and this one is over. Now the Coyotes off the bench to congratulate goaltender Mike Smith, and the point streak against the Edmonton Oilers rolls on. And what a turnabout here tonight. And Dave Tippett hopefully a little happier than he was over the weekend. Coyotes win it tonight in Edmonton, 5-2 the final.
Well, the Coyotes go 6 periods without a goal, and then they blow up offensively with 4 in that second period, led by Tobias Reeder. What a game he had. Gagne, Doan, Mikkel Bodker, Korpikoski, the list goes on. Dave Tippett talked about too many passengers the other night against Calgary. Not tonight.
Final score, the Coyotes 5, the Oilers 2. Tyson and I will keep it right here. Todd Walsh will get player reaction. Let's get it to Coyotes Live, the postgame show presented by CenturyLink after this short break.